Hi YouTubers, I think I'm doing taste. I'm doing it right now. So I'm doing it right now, and I'm smoking a nice big ass cigar for life, as in big ass cigar for life. Drinking water right now. So buckle up, guys, and a important ramble. So I want to have a very important discussion right now about something very important. So very interesting topic. So I posted on Cigar Gang with those nice big ass cigars and a big ass cigar for life. And speaking of a big ass cigar, I'm smoking a big ass cigar right now. So I want to talk about right now this very important subject. So it's kind of a health related subject, but really not. So it's more of just a general discussion I want to discuss right now. So, big ass cigar for life. So basically, I want to talk about right now. Do you want somebody to catch you while you fall? So basically, what that means is not actually falling as like that, not actually like falling over. So it's a phrase or analogy. It basically means um what I was going to say was, it basically means like when you make a mistake, somebody catches your mistake or protects you. So, I apologize if the car's going by. Sorry. It's also raining outside tonight. It's really pouring heavily, so I apologize for the noise in the background. So I want to talk about basically right now. Do you want somebody to catch you while you fall? So basically, that's a phrase when somebody actually catches you when you make a mistake. So let me explain it. So, and there's two sides of the story, and they're very important. So I want to discuss this, and it's just very interesting. So basically, what that means is, say for example, you got sick, and I get sick occasionally. When I do get sick, this is in real life, I get sick really bad. So a couple years ago, I think it was 2012, I was making videos. So you actually might see this in my very old videos back in 2012. So basically, back in 2012, I got, what was I going to say, pneumonia. So I got pneumonia, and basically, it turned into bronchitis, it turned into an ear infection. Terrible, terrible pneumonia. So, not caused by smoking, it was actually caused by cross food contamination. So, long story short, I ate some sunflower seeds when I was about, I think I was 21 years old. Yeah, I was 21 years old back then. So, I was 21 years old, and long story short, I ate some sunflower seeds, and I got really, really sick because they were contaminated. Sorry, contaminated. And basically, so I got sick. I mean, I got sick as a bleeping dog. So I got sick. I had pneumonia. I had bronchitis. I got all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, I was sick. I was coughing, wheezing. I was choking. I was really, really sick. I mean, for 3 weeks, I was coughing my effing brains out. And it was not because I was smoking. I'm sure the smoking didn't help, because I smoked a lot back then also. I know I smoked way too much. But, it's like, what I was going to say was, it's definitely, didn't help that I smoked, but it probably was just the sunflower seeds. I got sick as a dog for the better part of a month. I was out. So, coughing my brains out, got a perforated eardrum, and basically, my mom got a little bit upset with me because I was starting to say, well, mom, it's not really a big deal, and then lo and behold, we go to the doctors, and we find out I have pneumonia. So, I could have ended up in the hospital. I could have ended up on an IV fluid. I could have ended up almost, maybe even dead. I'm not sure. Probably not. But probably considering my age, I was 21 back then, and now I'm 25 and a half. Probably not dead, but I definitely would have probably could have ended up in the hospital very easily. So, and people do die of pneumonia every single day. So it is still considered a technically life-threatening disease. So what I was going to say was, it's definitely still a life-threatening disease. So basically, what I was talking about when you're talking about somebody catching you while you're falling, it's like I was saying to my mom, "Oh, this is not a big deal. This is not a big deal. Pneumonia's not a big, or what, my cough's not a big deal. It'll go away. But my mom's like, you know what, Evan, we really need to get this checked out. I don't care you're upset, but I'm going to do my job as a parent, and basically, protect you as my son, as my mother is, and basically have his cough checked out because it's really, really serious. So, and basically, what I was going to say was just touching my cigar, my big ass cigar, is in the end it was actually a good thing because I could have ended up really sick. I mean, I could have ended in the hospital. And it was really this person's fault that he gave me these sunflower seeds and didn't tell me that they were contaminated. So, I could have ended up really, really, really sick. So, I was coughing my brains out. I think you might remember that. If you've seen my videos a long time ago, back in 2012, you might actually remember these videos if you watched my video for a very long time. People like Ozone Layer Hates Me. People like, Rain Dog, that kind of stuff. King Siggy, like big ass cigars for life. You might actually remember this because I did make videos back then. So very, 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 very old videos. So anyway, so what I was going to talk about was, I was actually I was upset with my mom because, she kind of pushed the issue. She kind of like, that's what a parent has to do. They have to push the issue. They have to push the issue. And so, but in the end, it actually helped me because I could have ended up really sick. And also, there's been times, where, my mom's been like, or my dad's been like, you know what, Devin, even though you may not want to do this, you may definitely, kind of need to do this. So, it's like, and that's basically what I'm talking about right now, after 6 minutes of rambling, is, do you want somebody to catch you when they fall, which is the phrase. So, basically, so do you want me to catch when you fall? So the alternative to that is, if I was living independently back then, if I was, living in my own apartment when I was 20, which a lot of people are, I probably wouldn't have gone to the doctor, because I probably would have thought the cough is nothing. So, and then, lo and behold, I probably would have ended up in the hospital. I probably wouldn't have ended up, paying a hell of a lot in money. So, because I'm sure, a week in the hospital with, depending on your insurance level, is probably, ridiculous. I mean, it's probably, unbelievably expensive. So, I think a night in the hospital here in Massachusetts is around $2,000 probably, $2,000 if not more. So, here in Massachusetts. So, it's like, I'm actually kind of glad somebody caught me when I was falling, because, somebody caught me when I was falling is because it is definitely, a kind of a blessing, because, it's kind of a blessing even though I don't believe in, religion, because it really, really helped me in the end, or burner, sorry, because I could have ended up really sick. So, on the alternative, it's like, kind of like, when you do rely on somebody, like I rely on my parents still, because for the last time, I have a lot of disabilities. I'm not a high school dropout, so, for the last time I have disabilities. So, and that's the reason I rely on my parents, but, there's an alternative to that. It's like, my parents are not fond of the fact that I smoke. It's like, who is? I mean, smoking is bad, but it's like, my mom is really not fond of the fact that, I smoke. It's like, my dad is a little bit more comfortable with it, but it's not like he likes it. I mean, he's a former smoker himself, and he will occasionally have a cigar from me, like, big-ass cigar. And my mom is not really fond of it. It's like, my mom is really not fond of the fact that I smoke. I mean, what mother is? So, join the club, as the people say. Hence the name, join the club. It's like, what parent is really fond of the fact that a child smokes? Even if a child is over 18, over 21, like I am. So, it's kind of like, obviously, your friends, your, whatever, are going to, your friends are definitely going to, support the fact, you smoke, because you have your friends. Your parents are a different ball game. It's like, your parents are your parents. It's like, your parents are going to say, obviously, what you do with your friends is very different. You talk dirty to your friends, you talk about, different things. It's like, what you tell your friends is different from what you tell your parents. It's like, you don't tell your parents, a joke that you tell your friends. You get the point. I mean, my parents are just doing their job as parents. It's like, I still love my parents because I am 25 and a half and I have a lot of disabilities. I'm still relying on them. So, just we have a sip of water. It's like, kind of join the club. So, my mom is not the fact that is not fond of the fact that I smoke at all. It's like, and she does worry about it, because that's what a mother does, is worry. Is like, you get the point. It's like, and what I was going to say is, it's like, I kind of really, like the fact that my parents support me, because I don't have to do what most people do, because I have a lot of disabilities. But there's a trade-off. There's a trade-off. That's the word I was looking for, is a trade-off. Is, yes, I don't have to work 45 hours a week. I don't have to get up every single day, Monday through Friday, at 6 o'clock in the morning, 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. And this is, again, because I have a lot of disabilities. But I will say this. There's a big trade-off. There's a big trade-off. So, there's a big trade-off. So, unfortunately, there's a big trade-off. So, with, the trade-off is your parents get to tell you what you can and cannot do. Not really, but you get the point. It's like, your parents can say, well, Evan, I really don't like the fact you smoke. It's like, I can tell you as a parent, or better one off, it's kind of like, people can say, like, yes, Evan, my mom's like, I respect the fact you smoke. I can't take that away from you. Same thing as my cat going outside, even though we lost our cat a couple years ago to a coyote. It's like, but I can tell you this. I'm going to give my valid opinion that I don't think it's healthy for you to smoke. And I can tell you this. You can't smoke in our house. You can only smoke outside. You have to be careful when you smoke, and be very careful. I can't take that away from you, but I can tell you that I don't support it. So that's a trade-off of living with your parents. It's like, that's the trade-off of living with your parents. Is your parents still get kind of like, baby you a little bit. So, that's a word, That's why people will call you like a mama's boy, which I don't really care about because it doesn't really matter to me. It's like definitely not somebody who is interested in, impressing people. So I'm not a show off. I'm not a big ass show off, the big ass CR. I basically let people, basically give me my opinion. So what I was going to say is that's the trade-off with your parents is, they catch you when you fall, which is very good. That's very responsible. But it's like your parents still have some control of you. And the trade-off is you live independently, but nobody catches you when you fall. So it's like it's a balancing act. It's a balancing act. So it's a balancing act. So, I really still rely on my parents. That's why they get to tell me their opinion. It's like, so basically when I'm no longer relying on my parents anymore, Cargo, 1 second, sorry. When I'm no longer relying on my parents anymore, then I basically get to do whatever the hell I want. So, and you get the point. It's like, as long as you're relying on your parents, they really have the right to tell you what you can and cannot do, because they're the ones who are putting a roof over your head, they're the ones who are paying your bills, they're the ones who are paying your health insurance, they're the ones who are keeping a roof over your head, and really, they have the right to, my parents could tell me, technically, even at 25 and a half, if you want to live with us, Evan, or smoking at 77, you cannot smoke anywhere on our property. But my mom's very respectful. She's like, I don't like the fact you smoke, I worry about it, but, you know what? I don't like the fact you smoke. I don't like it at all. But I can't take that away from you. Same thing with my cat going outside. Even though a couple of years ago we unfortunately lost our cat to a coyote. It's like, I can't take it away from you because when you see you smoking, you're very happy. And I like to see you happy. And I do worry about it. So you get the point. It's like, there's a big trade-off between living with your parents. It's like, and like, obviously, what you mention to your parents is very different when you mention to your friends. Friends do a lot of things that are different. I've had friends over the years, who, like certain things. Obviously friends talk dirty to each other. Friends do this and that. It's like, friends and that kind of stuff. What you do with your friends, your girlfriend, your wife, whatever. Cover 1 sec. It's almost 15 minutes long, sorry. It's very different what you do with your parents. Obviously, there's certain jokes I would never tell my parents. I have a lot of dirty jokes in my mind, so, I've learned a lot of dirty jokes over the years. I wouldn't tell my parents that. It's like, I would tell my parents that. It's like, I wouldn't tell. I have a lot of dirty jokes. Like, I've told people over the years, and it's like, when you tell your 25-year-old friend, it's very different when you tell your 55-year-old parent. It's like, you get the point, friends talk dirty to each other. That's kind of what people do. And, there's some people who don't mind it, and, I have to respect that. It's like, you get the point. So, it's like, you get the point. So, friends talk dirty to each other, you don't tell your parents that. It's like, that's what I've learned over the years. Believe me, when I was a little kid, I didn't understand that. So, when I was, 10, 12 years old, I didn't get that for shit. It's like, sorry for the language, but I didn't get that for freaking shit. I mean, I would tell my parents jokes you would never believe. And it's like, when you tell your friends, or even like your people who work with you, like mentors, who work with me, it's kind of different. So, because friends talk dirty to each other, friends do this and that. What you tell your parents is different, because your parents are not only older than you, they're definitely, kind of like, excuse me, kind of like, your protectors. So, you get the point. It's like, it's different what you do with your friends. So, and it's like, people use the phrase like, oh, I wouldn't tell my grandmother that joke. It's like, I tell my friends that joke. Carbon 1 sec. I wouldn't tell my grandmother or my parents that joke, but I tell my friends that joke. It's like, and the bottom line is, after 15 minutes of rambling, almost 16 minutes, is definitely expect, like why I am right now, I'm with my parents still, expect you're going to get some trade-off. Friends talk dirty to each other, but you know what, your parents have the right to basically, not control you, I wouldn't use that word, but I would use the right, they have the right to give you your opinion. As long as they're keeping you fed, they're keeping you, fed, they keep a roof over your head, doing whatever, they have a right to give you your opinion. It's like, I was telling my mom tonight, oh, by the way, here in Massachusetts, marijuana just got legalized. It's like, well, Evan, I really don't think it's a good idea for you to at all, consider that at all. It's like, obviously your parents are going to say that. What you say to your friends is different. It's like, your friends are your friends, and obviously for the last time, I have no interest in trying marijuana whatsoever. It's like, I have no interest in trying, and this will be really ruined their life with a while back. So, it's kind of like, bottom line, no interest in trying marijuana. It won't become legal till December 15th, and I will never try it. So, I start putting a big disclaimer on my gas station cigar reviews, because I've gotten at least 15 to 20 comments already saying, when are you going to try it? And I'm never going to. So, I'm aware there's a risk with smoking, tongue cancer, throat cancer, mouth cancer, whatever, but you know what? That is something I'll address in the next, probably not for the next 30 years. So, big ass cigar for life. And you get the point. It's like, I'm an adult, I can make my own decisions, but as long as I live with my parents, they have the right to give, not control me, but they have the right to give me their opinion, because they're the ones who are feeding me, they're the ones who are paying my bills, paying my health insurance, they're the ones who are keeping a roof over my head, and I've matured. So it's kind of like, I know people who are younger than me and don't really appreciate that. So it's like my mom says, you have to be very thankful you grew up in a very accepting family. So it's like there's different families. So it's like there's very different families, and I've respected that. And, I have to respect, as long as I live with my parents, I have to respect that they're going to give me my opinion. Evan, I don't like the fact that you smoke. Evan, I don't like the fact that you overeat. Evan, I don't like the fact that, you eat too fast. I don't like the fact, that you smoke too much. It's like, people are going to have to give you your opinion. It's like, friends do different things. People my age talk dirty to each other. People my age, do whatever. It's like, it's kind of like, depends. So, you get the point. So, I think I rambled on long enough. Give me your thoughts. Do you want somebody to catch me when you fall? I know I still do. Even though I really don't like it that my parents have to give my opinion, I have to respect it, because they're the ones who are really, supporting me. So, they're the ones who are supporting me. So, you get the point. Anyway, big ass cigar for life. Give me your thoughts. Do you want somebody to catch you when you fall? That's the phrase. Anyway, big ass cigar for life. Bye.